Evil is a rejection of life. Thus, I am a guardian against evil.
This is real firepower!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another new Comic Book Day vlog on the Philo Pizza channel. My name's Troy. I think I forgot to say that. But anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing okay, and I'm really excited to get the comic books from this week. I believe I have 4 regular pulls and 1 special issue that I decided to buy because it seemed really cool. But before we get into all that, you guys should know the rules by now. Let's talk about the song of the week. Bam! It's Gang by Aisha Erotica. I'll be completely honest, I won't tell you anything about the song because I think it works best when you go in completely blind. But I will say, it's a really funny song, and the beat is really good. I think Aisha is a really good producer, and you should listen to her, especially this song, Gang, because it's a really good song. But anyways, that's not what you guys are here for. We're here to talk about comic books. But before we get the comic books from today, we're going to talk about the comic books from last week. So, without further ado, let's roll the clip. Hello everyone, I'm sitting down now, so that means it's time to talk about the comic books from last week. I only had 2 pulls, so the segment of me talking about them won't last as long as it usually does. But starting off with the bigger of the 2, I have Absolute Batman number 18. I was really excited for this issue because it's basically a part 2 from the last issue, and last issue was really good, as is all of Absolute Batman. But I was really excited because I heard this is basically like a turning point in the series of Absolute Batman. I saw some people describing it as like I saw people comparing it to like Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, what could possibly be happening in this issue for it to be like compared to an event of that scale, you know? But after reading it, yeah, this is a huge, very important issue for Absolute Batman. There's a few plots going on here. The first one obviously involving the fight with Bruce in Poison Ivy. The second one involves Martha Wayne, Bruce's mom, going to talk to the Court of Owls of this universe. And it's revealed that she was formerly a Talon, and not only any Talon, one of the best Talons they ever had. Basically, Martha reaches out to the Court of Owls to try and communicate with them, and they were like, you can't do that because you're putting us at risk by exposing us, so we're gonna have to kill you. They straight up pull a gun on her, and she's like, I thought we were fighting to fix the world. We have to be better than the corruption we were fighting against. And if you guys don't believe in that anymore, shoot me right now. And you guys will not believe what happened. Moving on to the Bruce and Ivy fight, it was good. You know, it's continuing on from last issue. Eric Canetti, I believe the artist is, putting up some really good stuff. I really liked it because basically Ivy talks about the corruption in the world, and that the Joker of this world, Jack Grimm, I believe his name is the representation of all that corruption, especially in Gotham. And in order to fight said corruption, you can't do it with like clean hands. Basically, you can't do it by the books. You gotta get gritty. You have to evolve into something darker to fight said darkness. And Bruce takes it to heart throughout the issue. He's basically fighting like what it means to be Batman. And at the end of the issue, he's like, yeah, she's right. In order to fight the bad guys, if you can't beat them, join them type thing, you know? And he starts like this dark arc, like Deku did in that one arc of My Hero. He basically stopped contacting all of his friends. He plans to go about everything like solo now. He's not fighting with his hands behind his back anymore, basically. Even though I wouldn't say he was, because this guy is fucking brutal, but that's what he's claiming. We see some glimpses at some other characters that have been in the story earlier and are going to play a bigger role moving forward, such as Harley Quinn and Dick Grayson. Long story short, really good issue. If you're I'd say this is probably like a top 5 Absolute Batman issue. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Absolute Bruce Wayne. Moving on, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 16. This picks off exactly where the last issue left off, where Splinter basically explained to Raphael that in the future, Casey Jones would be the one to kill him. And obviously, Raphael's like, what? Casey's like my best friend. Why would he do that? And Casey's also there, and Casey's like, what? Raph's my best friend. Why would I do that, you know? Basically, all the rest of the turtles show up, and Splinter still tries to kill Casey all in front of him. And they're all just like, Casey, get the hell out of here. And he's like, okay, fine. And then they continue fighting, right? Splinter versus the turtles. There's like a little bit about like a balance training they did, like, oh, were you guys not paying attention to the balance training I gave you? And then they flip it around, and you know, he's like, oh, I see you were paying attention. You know, it's a little joke. But basically, as the fight continues, Splinter uses these like mind control stones that he got from the Shinigami. Like it was similar to the ones the Shinigami used in I think 2 issues ago. And basically, the turtles get transported to their previous life. I'll be honest, I love the Ninja Turtles. I've loved the Ninja Turtles since I was like 5, but I don't know much about like their super deep lore. And I guess in this iteration, instead of just being turtles that were mutated and became Ninja Turtles, there were 4 little Japanese boys that died at some point and have now been reincarnated as said turtles. So we see them in their Japanese states, and Mikey is the one to figure out, like, oh, this is weird. This is really weird. And that's because it's from an interaction with their mother. And once Mikey figures it out, he's able to wake up and wake the rest of them up. The issue ends with Splinter being captured by Shinigami and Karai from the Foot Clan, and they use his magic that he gained in the afterlife to create this like special mask thing, which I assume will play a role in the next issue. And it officially ends with a page of Casey Jones at his mother's grave, talking to her about, you know, his life and stuff. I don't know big lore about Casey Jones, but if I remember correctly, in some iteration of Ninja Turtle Media, he had an interesting relationship with his mother. So I guess we'll see more about that in the upcoming issues. But Ninja Turtles is pretty good. If I had one complaint, this new artist, Freddie E. Williams II. He's cool when it comes to like drawing like the animal stuff, like the turtles and Splinter and like other mutants and stuff. But when it comes to drawing the human kids in this issue, the Japanese version of the turtles, they were kind of ugly. And you know, I'm not gonna shit on the artist for drawing art that I don't personally like, but I just, you know, it's my channel. I can say whatever I want, and I didn't love the art. But yeah, those are the 2 books I got last week. I noticed this when filming how similar these covers are. Isn't that fucking cool? Anyways, so it means it's time to get the books from this week. I got a lot of them, so I'll see you in the car so I can talk about them. Go! Hello everybody, we're in the car now. Let's talk about the comic books coming out this week. I have 4 things on my pull list and 1 other issue I'm just picking up because it ties into another series I read. Going down the list, I have Battle Beast number 7, newest issue of Nightwing, Superman Unlimited, the Infernal Hulk, and the newest issue of G.I. Joe. Starting off, let's talk about my most anticipated book of the week, Battle Beast. For those who don't know, I'm a very big fan of Invincible. I've read most things in the Invincible universe, and I have been loving Battle Beast, which is written by Robert Kirkman and drawn by Ryan Ottley, the dream team of Invincible, if you will. And it's been on hiatus for a few months. It's been on, I want to say maybe 6 months. I don't know, but I guess that's like the schedule they picked because Robert Kirkman is writing like 20 other books that are coming out monthly. So I guess this one takes in a backseat whenever, you know, it's done the arcs or whatever. But I'm very excited. I'm pretty sure the Viltrumites are playing a big role in this arc, and I'm pretty sure in at least a few issues Battle Beast will be fighting Conquest. Hold on, let me fix my camera here. Hello. And I'm really excited. What else can I say? I like all the side characters. I'm pretty sure the other side character in the book is Prince Salaska. I missed him. It's funny. It's a funny book too. I think Robert Kirkman's pretty solid at writing comedy. It happens a few times throughout Invincible, and it's still present in Battle Beast. So I'm really excited to pick it up. It'll probably be the first thing I read when I get home. As I mentioned earlier, Robert Kirkman's writing like 20 other books, and that's something that's always interested me about writers, the fact that they can dedicate so much of their energy writing like 5 different comic books. And the reason I bring that up is because Nightwing also comes out today, another issue I'm very excited for. The writer of Nightwing is Dan Waters, and Dan Waters, I believe, is currently writing 2 books. He's writing Nightwing and Shredder. But it's been announced he's starting another book in the Energon universe called Mask, which is a franchise I'm not familiar with, but I like the Energon universe and I like Dan Waters, so I will probably be reading it. Anyways, let's talk about Nightwing. This is the first issue of a new arc called The Bridge, I think. It has Dennis Cohen on the artwork, who is the artist behind Static Shock. I've seen the previews. I'm very excited to see his artwork. I will miss Dexter Soy on the book, but, you know, he's off to bigger and better things, I guess. Nightwing's really good. I'm excited see where we go. Apparently, this will be Nightwing's version of like Daredevil Born Again, like a definitive book everyone should read if they want to read about Nightwing. But I guess we'll have to see until it's over. You know, it could be fucking dog butt, and Dan Waters could just be sucking his own cock. Who knows? But Nightwing is always pretty good with Dan Waters. I'm excited. Moving on to a book I'm very much less excited about. We have Superman Unlimited by Dan Slott. Dan Slott is the writer. This is the first issue going into the Reign of Superboy stuff they're doing. For some reason, some way, somehow, John Kent has been reverted back into a child, which, from what I've seen in the DC fandom, most people prefer when he's a child and they don't like the whole age-up thing that Brian Michael Bendis did. But just going back to that, there's a new hero coming from the future called Tomorrow Man, and I guess him and John will be getting into hijinks. I think this arc will probably be my last shot with Superman Unlimited, I'll be real. When it was first announced, the premise was really cool, but then as it went on, they didn't deliver on as much on the premise as I thought they would, and now Superman has gone missing, so he's not even in the book, so I don't really know what they're gonna do with that. But if I don't like the John stuff, I think I'll just drop in it, even if Clark comes back eventually. But we shall see. I'm trying to remain hopeful, but another big selling factor about Superman Unlimited was the fact that is his name Raphael Albuquerque? I don't know. Albuquerque, comic artist, is very well known. He was on the first 6 issues, but then after that, he's been gone, and the art has not been as good since. So, yeah, what's nice? What's nice is another one. Infernal Hulk. I think this is issue number 5. Last issue was really good. It goes into the mental state of the Hulk while the Eldest has taken over his body, and now the entirety of like the Marvel universe is like, what is going on? But Hulk, why is he fucking shit up? And no one knows. Well, Hulk isn't really in control right now. But now I believe in this issue he's fighting the One Above All, which is like, I'm pretty sure one of the gods of the Marvel universe. I'm sure it'll be fine. Once again, Nick Clean not on the art, which is really breaking my heart, considering I think his art is really good, and I like seeing it with Philip Kennedy Johnson's writing. But I guess we'll see if it comes back eventually. I don't know. He's on the cover, which is expected, but I would love to have him back on the internal arts. And finally, I'm buying G.I. Joe. I believe this is issue 20. Could be 21, could be 22. I have no clue. I'm simply buying it because this is the first crossover between G.I. Joe and Transformers in the Energon universe. Optimus is meeting, I believe the main character's name is Duke in G.I. Joe. And I want to see how it goes, because the way the last issue ended in Transformers, where Optimus is no longer a Prime, the Matrix of Leadership has chosen Alita 1, so now she's Alita Prime, and she's running the Autobots on Cybertron, and now Optimus is just left with his little team on Earth. And I guess I want to see how that will tie into him hating G.I. Joe. I've been considering reading G.I. Joe because I like Joshua Williamson's writing. Big butthole. I like Joshua Williamson's writing, and I like the Energon universe. Like, I like Transformers and Void Rivals. But G.I. Joe as a franchise always seems so boring to me. But I don't know, maybe Joshua Williamson could make it interesting. I will try and give it a shot some point this year, I assume. I don't know, I got a billion other things I want to read, and I don't think G.I. Joe is taking any priority over them, but we shall see. But that is all I am buying today, and I will see you guys at the comic store to talk about the other comic books coming out today. See ya! Welcome back to the Comic Collection, guys. Let's talk about some comic books. Starting off, we have the latest issue of World's Finest, as well as the Arc M Special second printing. Next up, we have Batwoman, the first of many DC Next Level issues coming out this week, all with covers by Jorge Corona, which is one of my favorite artists. Moving on, we have Black Panther and Captain America, written by Chip Zdarsky. I plan to read this when the trade comes out, but for now, I'm letting the singles just go. After that, we have another issue of Catwoman featuring a beautiful cover by Mahmoud Asrar. After that, we got some smaller stuff, like Dark Souls and the new Deadpool book. But this is my pick of the week, Battle Beast number 7. I am so excited to dive into this. And would you look at that, right next to it, Infernal Hulk, another book I'm picking up. For the new Invincible season, all the Image books are getting Invincible variants, and this one, specifically for Geiger, really caught my eye. Another Image book, G.I. Joe. I was able to grab the last A cover, that's why you can't see it in the video. Another Image book that has been popping off recently is Exquisite Corpses, and apparently a movie got announced for it, even though it's only like 10 issues in. I don't know, guys, could it be an industry plant book? Speaking of industry plants, we have the new Deathstroke book with a beautiful Corona cover. After that, we got some smaller books, but ultimately that's leading up to the new Lobo #1, once again with a Jorge Corona variant. These are all the rage these days, all the kids love them. Here comes a crazy 3-piece combo, Mega Man, Mickey Mouse, and Monster High. Moon Knight's right next to him. And who's next to him? Nightwing. God, aren't comics so cool, guys? After that, we have some smaller books leading up to Racer X, which is a Speed Racer tie-in. Something new coming out of Marvel today, we have The Sentry, issue 1. I'm pretty sure Bob has been dead in the comics for a while, so this will be his big return, and I wonder if it'll be popular enough to last past 10 issues. Now we have the new Titans, which is the Titans book relaunch. I saw some preview pages, I saw people talking about it on Twitter. It seems interesting, but there were some writing choices I did not agree with, so I guess we'll see how it goes down the line. Maybe I'll start picking it up. Here we have the black sheep of my pull list, Superman Unlimited. We will see how it goes. This is something I want to rant about for a second. Apparently, Sorcerer Supreme, the Wanda book, is once again only lasting 10 issues. They put so much time and effort like marketing the book only for it to last 10 issues. There's no way it's not selling. The same thing's happening with Planet She-Hulk. I'm pretty sure it's getting canceled at 6 or 5. What is going on at Marvel? It seems the only books they can get past 10 issues are the Ultimate books. But would you look at that? The Ultimate Universe is coming to an end. So, like, what are they actually doing against DC right now? Anyways, I saw this cute book called Wrestler Heist with another Invincible variant. The art style was really cute. And finally, we move on to all the X books, which are all in a pretty bad spot right now, I'd say, besides maybe Storm and Magic. I think Marvel definitely needs to rework their office, but that's all for this week.
Hey guys, I'm back home now, so let's quickly go over the books I got while I was at the comic book store. Starting off with the book I'm just okay about, Superman Unlimited. I'll give it a few more shots. If anything, we got a cool Den Moore cover. Moving on, Infernal Hulk, #5. I'm starting to become a little bit iffy on this. Nick Clean not on it, but at least we got a nice Nick Clean cover. I'm excited to see the fight in this. Hopefully the fight's cool. Let's move on to some books I really love. Starting with Nightwing, issue 136. I got the Jorge Jimenez corner box foil variant because Jimenez is awesome, and I don't get foils all that often, so I wanted to treat myself a little bit. I don't know. Another book I love, Battle Beast, #7. I'm very excited to see this. I'm loving Ryan Otley. I'm loving Ryan Kirkman. And the colorist, and Alyssa Leone, pretty good. The colors on this book are awesome. And those were the 4 pulls I got, but I also decided to pick up G.I. Joe issue #20. I'm excited to see how Duke will interact with Optimus Prime. But yeah, that is about it for me today, guys. I will see you guys next week from Comic Book Day. And until then, stay safe, be kind, read more comic books, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye!